The Tomorrow War may seem like another cookie-cutter action movie about America saving the world.
I gotta save the world to save her, then I'm gonna do it.
And, if we're being brutally honest, it probably is. It has the heartfelt storyline, the heroic action scenes, the cheesy catchphrases.
I'm not gonna hide. I'm gonna fight.
And thankfully, some awesome visual effects. Deepswell was an insanely big CG environment, and the principal photography for it was shot at an Atlanta power plant called Georgia Power. This plant was scanned and reproduced digitally, and the rest of Deepswell was built around it. Weta used a modular system to build Deepswell from a variety of smaller structures that were assembled from individual modular components that were propagated and reused. Once the bare bones were there, they then added thousands of details such as grated floors, vents, complex pipes and ducting. For the horde of aliens attacking Deepswell, Weta used its proprietary crowd tool, Massive. This tool uses AI and the learning data they input on how the aliens move to animate them. Then Weta applied something they called fuzzy logic rules, which enabled each asset to automatically avoid obstacles, adapt their motion to the CG terrain, and even identify a potential target and approach it. The alien enemies in the Tomorrow War are called the White Spikes. The brief given for the design of the White Spikes was that they had to be quick and agile. They were killing machines, and every part of them not only had to look dangerous, but it had to make you feel that you could get hurt by just looking at them. The design process started with a wide variety of concept artwork that was created following the brief. Once they had decided on the anatomy and aesthetic of the creature in 2 dimensions, it then had to be designed and sculpted into a 3D model. The practical version was done by spectral motion, and in addition to producing individual parts of White Spikes to be used as props, they also produced a scale model with animatronics. The digital White Spike asset was mainly produced by Weta Digital, who, after creating a 3D digital model, then had to do motion tests in order to understand exactly how the White Spike carried its weight, its range of movement, the speed at which it could move, and how high it could jump. One of the most complicated things about filming a movie with aliens that don't really exist is that those aliens don't really exist. This means that the filmmakers end up having to use a wide range of different techniques in order to sell the interaction between actors and aliens. They used stand-ins in grey suits, poles with markers for the actors to look at, and a number of different puppets, including this one called the football that was used to interact with the White Spike's tentacle. And now for our news section. Is it real or is it CGI? In this scene, 3 Humvees attempt to rescue Dan's squad. Not all the Humvees are real. Can you tell us how many are CGI? We'll give the answer at the end of the video. The pre-visualization stage is extremely important in any movie, but for a sci-fi action film, perhaps even more so. The 3rd floor created a low-res 3D digital animation of how each scene would look. Not only did this help the director know where to position cameras, lighting, and how to frame each shot, but it also helped the special effects teams to identify which shots require special effects and the complexity of those effects. It also helped the set designers to understand how much of a physical set needed to be built, what needed to be a green screen, and what needed to be functional, like this falling walkway, for example. Despite the Tomorrow War's simplistic and somewhat flawed plot and its typical alien sci-fi movie screenplay, the movie itself is actually enjoyable to watch, and this is mainly because it was well planned and well executed. Take a look at the capturing the female scene. Previs gave a rough idea of how the scene should look. A set was built and principal photography was shot, but always using Previs as a reference for where the points of interaction between the physical and visual effects needed to be. For example, on a blue screen soundstage, the helicopter is attacked by White Spikes and loses control. On location, the actors are filmed and given instructions. They are told to duck, then to keep running, then to look back. Now it's coming back again. Here it comes, duck and explosion! With some VFX enhancement, of course. The whole scene could have just been shot on a blue screen set, but the end result wouldn't have been as believable. And if there's one thing that a movie about time travel and alien invasions needs, it's believability. The Tomorrow War is definitely not the best sci-fi action film ever made, but it does show us that if each department works together to ease and enhance each other's work in order to create the best product possible, you will always have a movie worth watching. And now for the answer to, is it real or CGI? The answer is 1. Only the first Humvee was CGI. The two behind it were real, even though they did have to have some digital adjustments. The effect was actually done practically. Did you get it right? And do you want us to add this section to future videos? Let us know in the comments below.
We're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Jump on, bro. You got it.